for your October 2018 Astro Tarot forecast. I'm bringing back the old school deck I started with in YouTube 5 years ago, the Alchemical Tarot by Robert M. Place. It's one of my favorite decks. It's so worn that I can't even, it's like the sides are busted open, the pictures are all like faded, but I love this deck and I always get a very psychic vibe from it. So I'll be using that. And also I'm wrapping up my decorative series on Instagram where I've decorated 78 of all 78 tarot cards, and I started with this deck with the Queen of Swords, and now I'm ending with this deck. And I have 3 more cards to go. So I'm excited, and thank you for choosing me for your readings, and thank you for subscribing to this channel. Consider following me on Instagram. I'm trying to boost up my game there on social media. We have a lot going on, Cancer, and Cancer Rising and Cancer Moon, so please watch all 3 of those placements if you know your time of birth. You can watch your signs, your trinity. So on the 5th of October, Venus retrogrades at 10 degrees of Scorpio, and all of this Scorpion energy this month works for you, Cancer, because that is a sister water sign, and it will trine any planets that move into Scorpio this month, and there are a lot of them, will trine your personal planetary placements that you hold with Cancer. So bring on the water. Venus retrograding in Scorpio until the 16th of November inspires your 5th house of true love and romance, children and creativity, and entrepreneurial endeavors and creative projects. So the review here is how you're feeling in your heart connection, your heart chakra, the 5th house, and how you are feeling harmoniously. If you are off in your relationship or something in terms with your children, you'll know about it. Venus is here to establish a harmony, to kind of reset harmony in the household, in the heart, and then deeper within the home, because she will retrograde on Halloween back into the 4th house, deeper into Libra. So for October, the 5th through the end, this is an assessment of how you're connecting with your loved one. And if you are single, this could bring in a reminder of the past. I feel like the 6 of Cups has been coming up a lot because of this emotional review. When Mercury retrogrades, we deal with technology and equipment and the details and analysis of such and fixing things. Venus has our heart kind of going backward and maybe our mental / emotions reassessing what once was. And you might actually run into someone from the past or hear from someone while your heartstrings are being pulled. Not everyone, but some of you will. And on the 8th of October, our new moon is at 15 degrees of Libra. And this starts the new foundation for Cancer, 4th house of foundation, literal. So maybe some of you are building the frames to new homes. Some of you are moving and establishing a new environment. And some of you are connecting with the maternal energy in your life or person in your life. And there's a fresh start in how Cancer could be approaching their security at this time. And what truly makes you feel protected is important. And that could be a new guard dog, a new animal, a new Doberman. That can be a Glock 45 if you're into that. But I mean, I don't recommend it. It could also be alarm systems and how you are setting up the boundary around your property and the boundary of your home. On the 9th, Mercury enters Scorpio following Venus. So you have Mercury and Venus in the 5th house. Mercury tending to the details of all of your dating life. This is actually really good. You could be analyzing and assessing the suitors and potential contenders for your heart. This is somewhat of a discerning area Mercury in the 5th house. And for those of you who are interviewing and I feel like, when you date someone, you shouldn't say you're interviewing, but it's kind of like that. It's like you're putting your best foot forward, or at least you should be. I mean, some of these people, they're clearly not interviewing. I mean, I had someone show up with blood on their shirt. It gets crazy when you're dating, but it's easier for you to evaluate the red flags with Mercury in the 5th house. So this would be a good time to set up some online dates or real, face-to-face dates. They don't have to be from a computer. On the 23rd, the sun is in this sector as well. The sun enters Scorpio. So Mercury, Venus, and our life force, the sun, are in the sector of your children, playfulness, pleasure, leisure, passion, dating, and pregnancy, fertility, growth, abundance. Your creative projects can prosper and bloom, and so can your womb. I said that in another forecast because it was similar in this area. So if you're of the right age, and of course if you're female, that will apply. On the 24th, the full moon at 1 degree of Taurus. And let me go back. You don't have to be female. You can be two adopting men having the child too. But I say female because it is the house of pregnancy and fertility. So I kind of went there. I didn't want to keep it narrow-minded like that because believe me, I am very open to all races, all sexualities, all genders, all of that. So don't think I was trying to, count out people who aren't having babies through pregnancy. And obviously, women who can have children as well, adopting babies, that applies, but I feel like that's more of the 8th house. Pregnancy really is involving the 5th house and the fertility of the body. Moving on, the 24th, our full moon at 1 degree of Taurus. So there's closure in your 11th house of connection, friendship, and clubs and groups that you're affiliated with. Some Cancers aren't renewing membership dues to some place here. And the 11th house is what you are a member of and what you are attached to in groups, clubs, organizations, who you're affiliated with. So there's an ending here. And the 11th house is also your friendships. Some of you outgrow friendships, and I get it. Not everyone is supposed to know each other for life just because you met each other when you were young. People change or they grow. I don't want to say they change, but they could grow in very different directions. Put it that way. So some of you are closing the door on outweighted concepts, and that includes people. On the 31st, Mercury enters Sagittarius. Happy Halloween, happy Samhain to the pagans and the Wiccans out there. And this brings an inspiration for your physical health and the stamina to do work and maintenance on your physical self, routines, commitment to nutrition and personal training. And on the same day, Venus retrogrades deeper on the 31st into the sign of Libra to connect you to the home base and how you're secure again. So really the energy is between the 4th, 5th, and 6th house this month and a dash of the 11th. And it's a full month. It keeps you grounded with the new moon in the 4th and then Venus retrograding deeper into your 4th house. Where do you feel safe? Where does Cancer feel secure? And it's not just in that crab shell. It's in your life, in your full life. I know that you love your home environment. Let's get to the cards and see what's here. And if you'd like a private reading with me, consider choosing me at audreyalison.com. I read all through the week. I offer a 30-minute tarot reading for $85. And that is very thorough. I can pretty much tell what's going on almost immediately. And we go from there. If you have questions, we can cover concerns for you in your life. And for a few bucks more, for $88, I am offering a 3-week course that I've written, and it could guide you in discovering the tarot. And I've included personal stories about my experience. with the tarot, as well as video tutorials and pictures I've taken, etc. So consider purchasing that course. It's a go at your own pace, 3-week study. And I have Vimeo on-demand medium messages available for $2.99 per view, and that's in the links below in the Show More section. Thank you for choosing me, Cancer. Here are your cards for October. Queen of Swords. This is the card I started with decorating on Instagram. The very first card I ever decorated was the Queen of Swords. There could be a Gemini, an Aquarius, or a Libra in your life. Also, if this card is representing you, it's you taking a stand. The Queen of Swords is very committed, very much verbal expressionist. She says exactly what she means, and sometimes she comes across harsh. There's a defensiveness to this card. And when people are defensive, it is because they probably are covering some hurt, or they're wounded, and they might say things harshly that they don't necessarily mean, and I feel like that could be the theme of this card for you. 2 of Wands. You've got Mercury here and Venus down at the bottom, right down there. So the twin flames, this is a 5th house card. Romance, dating, what inspires you as a couple, and attraction. So some of you are attracted or attracting an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's see what else is here. And it's the right time. And it's perfect timing. Gin with the tonic. Okay, just had to get my little wrap on. The Wheel of Fortune is divine timing and everything at its purpose and place, everything in its right place, divinely in sync. And it's also a card of luck, being in the right place. A stroke of luck. A stroke of luck. So some of you, oh, okay, 5th house is a gambling sector. That is where you deal with sports, pleasure, leisure, gambling, risk-taking, and speculation. So yes, some of you will be playing either casino games or lottery tickets, whatever it is. And luck is with you with that 5th house. The sun is in the 5th house. I would buy a lottery ticket, but pick your own numbers. Don't do that quick pick stuff, because this should come from you. It's your vibe. So I'm not telling you to bet anything you can't really afford to spend, but if you have $1, this might be the month that you play a ticket. There's some coins, 2 of coins. You have a lot of work on your plate this month, and you have double the income, or you have 2 jobs. Gemini, I got a Gemini. I'm getting Gemini right now, even though I know I'm reading Cancer. So what I was going to say is Gemini can handle duality. So I'm not sure what that applies to for you, but some of you are doubling up in your careers. Your responsibility could be added. And this is a card of providing for. And maybe it's stressful to take on too much workload. And there's a little bit of competition to this card with that lion eating the eagle's head. There could be someone up for the same position as you, and it's the decision between 2 people that's happening in your life. And the Magician is telling me that you've got it. You've got everything you need in front of you to make things happen. This is the manifester. The Magician is Mercury, the messenger, manifesting, and using all 4 of those elements / objects to assist him: the chalice, the coin, the wand, and the sword. So, I mean, with the Wheel of Fortune out and then the Magician, you've really got a lucky little streak, Cancer. So you might go to the races. You might place a bet. I hope this was helpful. And if you are in connection or early connecting with someone, make sure that things are split equally. You've got 2 of fire, 2 of coins. Is everyone paying their bills in the house? Is everything fair and equal? Something to think about. Thank you for choosing me. I'm wishing you a beautiful month, Cancer, remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.